Alright, so first off, I had to take the motor out. Kind of empty in there. Real empty. Crazy. Got it out, set it right here, and using my finger, I went ahead and took the side of the block off of the head. That's to where the head cracked. You see that? That's where the water flows through. See the little ports in the head? That's what was in the old Toyota. So I started taking the motor mounts off, which is bolted. Those bolts right there. See them? Right there. And I already got it on the new motor. It's a new motor, or the used new motor to me. I went and took the air compressor off and other stuff, power steering and all that. There's power steering in there. Got that off. Next up, I'm going to take the water pump off of that and put it on here because this one's froze up. It won't even spin. Someone's been in there before. All that gasket sealant. See there? And nope, no cracked head. I got the water temperature sensor gauge thing on sitting unit on this one. Tomorrow I'm gonna take the oil filter off. This is the oil filter. It's a canister filter, not an actual screw-on filter. You take the top off here, the two nuts, and you pull the whole paper filter out and put a new one in, which I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna put I did oil filter relocating on this, so there's Allen bolts here and here, and this is what it looks like. That little piece there just bolts to the side of the motor. I'm gonna replace it with this little guy. This line here goes to the turbo on the other side. This one goes to the oil filter on the firewall. This one goes over there too. No, that one goes to the it goes there. That thing right there. And that's filter. I gotta replace that soon. It came with leaking when I bought it from Summit and never took it back to him. Next, I gotta take the alternator off, that John Deere alternator, and put it here, right there. And then I gotta take the power steering bracket. I gotta take that off, that red one there. And the fuel filter. This is a Mercedes fuel filter setup. I bought the adapter. Once you screw this off, there's a threaded deal in there. You change out this and put another one in there in its place, and you can use a Donaldson or a Cat filter. And I got it in the house, but it's big. It comes down to here probably, and it has a globe on it so I can see the water in it. And so then once I get all that on there, I'm gonna have to take the transmission apart, check the clutch. I don't know if I should change the clutch out now or do it later in the future, but take the transmission apart from the motor. This is the dual transfer case adapter that I put on here. Right, you can see the adapter right there. Here. And this is the new used transfer case I put on here. So that's the dual transfer case. This is the transfer case came with the truck, and this is the transmission that came with the truck. Just the new to the truck is the dual transfer case and adapter here. And then I can go ahead and put it in the truck. I think I can slide it forward because I found out that I didn't have it forward all the way. And see the slot I got left on this side? I can move that. I can move that forward that much. It was that far back. So look at that. That's a lot of gap there. So I can move the whole motor forward, and I can put the oil filter on there. Oh yeah, the oil filter's right there. That's what I got to put on there. That's the new modified one I had a guy weld up for me. And it goes here, and it's going to clear my high steer, I'm hoping. After knowing now that I can move the motor forward more. So, oh, and I got to take the valve cover off because I done painted it red, and I did hard work sanding and painting it. I'm going to take that off, put on that motor, and I'm going to take, what's the other one? Oh, the intake. The intake here. I'm going to take that off and put on that motor. Because I already painted it red. I'm going to leave the turbo off. I think this one's, I'm going to see if this one's any better, or the other one's any better than this one. Because I done did the EGR delete. Might as well keep. Oh, and exhaust. So the intake was sucking exhaust into the intake because they had the EGR. That's the EGR, and I welded that up because it had a little stainless steel thing coming up and going into the intake. So it was sucking exhaust. Unburnt fuel. And a water pump, I'll probably take that off too. The other one looks rough. And I had to rethread. I had to tap the inside of this and screw a barb in there. So I already did all that, so I'm going to just swap it over to the other motor. So that's that. Thinking about maybe I should YouTube this. I got to order a new one. The bearing just shot in the power steering. I want to put a high flow steering pump on there. We'll see. Hopefully this works out. Got this from a guy down in South Florida in Miami. So drove down there and got 2 of them. I'm thinking about just getting this. I thought about it for a while, and I thought I'm just gonna get this one, put it in the truck, get the truck running. And then the second motor I got from him was supposed to have, I don't know, 80,000 miles on it. I think I'm going to build it and put Joe's, Doomsday's serpentine belt kit on it so I can get rid of all these V-belts mess. And the alternator down there will be up here now, and there'll be a GM alternator. So it's going to be a nice upgrade. But yeah.